Welcome to Digital Asset News. We take the top stories in cryptocurrency and digital assets and break them down into bite-sized pieces. Today, we're going to go over three super important things. The first one is all about how much time you're going to actually have to cash out when the bull run hits. Second thing are psychological factors and how you will fail if you don't do these certain things. And lastly, we're going to talk about exit strategies and limit orders. This is the most important aspect of this video, so make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. So let's get started with number one. How much time do we really have during a parabolic bull run? So let's take a look at that right now. Okay, so we have our overall chart here. This is a Bitcoin chart going for about 7 years, from July 2013 to January 2020. All right, so the question is, how long do we have for a particular parabolic bull run? Because as you can see here, this is a very long line of nothingness for years. Those are called the bear markets, and they suck, and it's been a big pain. But what happens when we get over here? How much time do we really have when this thing goes parabolic, which means it goes straight up? Let's take a look. So if we want to take a look at the start, that'd be around November 12th, 2017 for this last parabolic bull run. Now, some people might put it a little bit more to the right, some people might put it a little more to the left, but let's just say it starts around here. The price was $5,870 and the market cap was $97 billion. So remember, this is November 12th, 2017. So what happens when it hits the top and how much time was that? So we take a look at November 12th to December 17th. It went from around a little less than $6,000 all the way up to almost $20,000 in 30 days. Amazing. So really, when we look at these types of things, we're like, wow, we've got a month to decide where's the top and how much we're going to take and how much psychologically we can actually handle and make sure that we get rid of or sell out our positions. Because if not, it's very easy to go, well, it was 6,000 down here and now it's 15, it'll go up. Oh, now it's 18, it'll go up. Now it's 20, it'll go up. No, oh, it went down to 18, it'll go back up to 20. Oh, it went to 16. I'm sure it'll go back up. What? 15,000? See where I'm going with this? You have to be set and ready to pull the trigger, because if not, you will be a bag holder like me and Mr. B. So that's how it goes. So moving forward, what's going to happen if you don't? There's this thing called a slow burn. That's what I call it anyhow. And there's just this big descending, I guess it just goes down the toilet. And you're just looking at like 2 months when you're kind of hoping and praying that it kind of goes up. And sometimes it does go up a little bit. You're like, oh, okay, it'll go back up to the original amount. And it just keeps slipping and slipping and slipping. So from December 17th, 2017 to February 5th, now you're wrecked. You went from essentially about 6,000. You could have sold out at 20, and now you're back down to 6,000 again. And it all happens in a very short amount of time. And the problem the problem continues on, because as time moves forward, you can drop down to like what we did in 2019, which was 5,000, then 4,000, then 3,000. So even if you got in at a pretty low amount over here at 6,000, you still got wrecked over here. So you must be prepared to pull that trigger. All right, let's take a look one other type. So let's take a look at XRP. Here's the overall type of market. You can see this. There is nothing going on. I mean, little blips here and there. Then there is this Mount Everest parabolic spike. So when did that happen, and how much time do we have? So if we take a look at this, it's going to start December 9th, 2017. That makes sense, right? Very base of Mount Everest. So okay, so we go from December 9th, 2017 to, and this is the end point. We're only looking at January 5th, 2018. Again, roughly about a month, give or take a couple days. You've got a month to decide. It goes from 25 cents to $3.26. So all this time that you have toiled and waited and hodled, all this comes down to 30 days. 30 days. Are you sure that you can pull the trigger? Are you sure? A lot of people say they can, and then when it comes down to it, same thing. They just get caught up like, it'll go back up, or it'll go even up, it'll go even higher, because there's these bars and this technical analysis that says that it's going to go up, and I think it's going to look. I don't know what to tell you about technical analysis. I mean, I'm sure it's great for some people. It doesn't work for everybody. And I'm just going to tell you that you need to have a plan of action. If you don't have a plan, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Now let's take a look. So this is again another what we call a slow burn. So you got 2 months just to kind of look at everything, look at all your profits get eaten away. Down and up and down and up, and maybe you make the right decision, maybe you don't. Maybe you sell at the top of this descending channel. Maybe you sell down here, and then it goes up again, you kick yourself. Then it goes down, it goes up, goes up. So if you do something like this, it's going to be very painful for you. I can tell you from experience. And then what happens after this slow burn? You're in a wasteland, and you're in a wasteland for years. What I mean by that is you're essentially just walking the wasteland, just out there, just hoping for the next bull run, just waiting for years. There's nothing in sight, just your bags as you're holding them, trudging along in a never-ending pit of doom and despair. It's not that bad, but it does suck, let me tell you that. So what do you do? What can you do to avoid this? It's very simple, my friends. Take it from me, take it from experience. You can learn from mistakes, but they don't have to be your mistakes. Here's what we need. It's called an exit strategy and limit orders. So we've already talked about exit strategies, and I've actually revised mine, and this is what we're going to go over next as far as the things that we need to do. So let's break into that. So here we have our what I call my 2 Bitcoin exit strategy. Let's just say, for example, I had 2 Bitcoin, and I don't, by the way, but let's say I did have 2 Bitcoin. What you're going to want to do is just kind of think to yourself, okay, where do I think Bitcoin is going to sell off at, right? Or how high or how low do I think it's going to go? So I believe it's going to go up to 250,000 and above over the years. Okay, I don't know when. I mean, I have an idea of I think when, and there's different videos I talk about that, but that's not for here. We just want to figure out an exit strategy. So let's say that within the realm of reason, it is January 10th, 2020. I think we can get to the all-time high back 2 years ago, which was around 20,000, okay? So I learned this from Mr. BXRP, and he said that if you are looking for round numbers to sell off at, it's not really, you can do that, it's fine, just not a great strategy because everybody's gonna do that, and there's only so many sell orders that the exchanges can fill. I mean, within reason. Now maybe during a parabolic bull run, everything gets filled, but you wanna make sure that your orders are filled. So when you put it in at $20,000, that someone's going to say, I want to buy that, or multiple people, I want to buy that for 20,000. Or you can do what is a pretty good example here, is instead of going for round numbers, mix it up a little bit, because a lot of people are, pretty basic. They're going to go for the 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, just round numbers because it's super simple. Why don't you just do this? Instead of saying, well, I think it's going to be at 20,000, just back it off a little bit and go for these odd numbers. So maybe 19,902, 19,876, or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, but around the number where you think that Bitcoin might sell off. So for me, I think that we're going to hit an all-time high again. It should be super, not simple, but attainable. So I'm going to sell 10%. So 10% of my 2 Bitcoins, that would be 0.2 Bitcoins. And what I'm going to have left is 1.8. Makes sense, right? 2.0 minus 0.2 is 1.8. All right. If it's at 20,000 and I sell 0.2 or 10%, I'm going to get $4,000. Fantastic. Made some profit. Everybody's happy, right? Now I'm not going to sell until it gets to around 50,000. Again, I'm going to back it off a little bit, maybe 49,980. I'm going to sell 10% of that. So 10% of 1.8 is 0.18. And I'm going to have 1.62 Bitcoin remaining. So 1.8 minus 0.18 equals 1.62. So if I'm going to sell 0.18 times 50 grand, I'm going to make 9,000. Fantastic. Everything's good. And I just keep going down the list. But what I want you to be aware of, I never sell everything, because who knows where it could go, and you don't want to kick yourself later, right? So you see here at the end, I still have a little more than a half a Bitcoin. I got 0.6. So let's say that at some point, Bitcoin goes to $500,000. Okay, I'm not kicking myself for selling over here, but I stay regimented. I can pull the trigger. I know what's here. I don't have to deal with the psychological factors of, well, should I wait? I know I said this number, maybe I should. No. It's set in stone, done dealing. And if you want to make it even easier, here's another example. I just said 0.25 all the way down instead of making different numbers. So I'm going to sell a quarter when it hits 20,000, a quarter when it gets 50, a quarter when it gets 80, so on and so forth. And you can see that the total is pretty close, right? But the total is not too shabby, and hopefully make out pretty well. So that's one example. Let's take a look at the XRP exit strategy. So same type of thing, I believe, and actually I changed this a little bit. So the all-time high, 2017 that we just talked about, was $3.40. So I'm going to sell at $3.18. Okay, let's say I have 30,000 XRP, which I don't, but it'd be nice if I did. So I'm going to sell 5%. 5% of 30,000 is 1,500. So if I sell 1,500 at $3.18, I'm going to make a profit of 4,500 bucks. Great, I still got 28,500. Now I'm going to wait till it gets to around 10. I'm going to sell at $9.92. See where I'm going with this? I'm going to sell 10%, which is going to be about 2,850. I'm going to have 25,000 left, and I'm going to make 28,500. Pretty good day. Not too bad for just sitting around doing nothing. And then 19, and then 29, 49, 74, 99. Who knows what makes that? But I want you guys to notice again, I never run out. I still got a little bit left in the tank, because who knows? We don't know. Now, if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, you think I'm crazy. And if you're an XRP maximalist, you still think I'm crazy. Because either or, you're like, that coin will never happen because XRP and Bitcoin and Ethereum and Tomato Coin are awesome. I don't care. You have your, whatever you think is awesome, great. Have fun. I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to make a profit. And yeah. So if it changes the world in the process, so much the better. But I will tell you this, I'm going to root for every type of cryptocurrency and digital asset out there, because what's good for one is good for all. And when the water comes into the harbor, all the ships rise. And I'm okay with that. So that is our first part of our strategy. The second part is, well, how do I make sure I pull the trigger? Because you could still be like, you know what? I know it's on my sheet, which is on my computer, but I think it'll still go up. And you could very well do that. So here's the second piece of the puzzle. If you have a Coinbase account, you're going to go, if you have a Coinbase account, you have a Coinbase Pro account. All you have to do is log into Coinbase. And then once you go to Coinbase Pro and you just hit on sign up, or sorry, log in, it'll say, well, it'll do some type of cross login type of procedure, and you'll be in Coinbase Pro. Works out pretty well. Everybody's happy. Fantastic. And the reason why we have to use Coinbase Pro is because, well, first of all, transferring funds between the two, there's no fee. And second of all, you can do this thing called a market stop and limit orders. You cannot do that on Coinbase Regular. Now you can buy any type of digital asset, cryptocurrency, week by week on Coinbase or Coinbase Pro, doesn't matter. But you can't do automatic sell orders. And this is the magic piece, the missing piece that you have to do. And as much as I've even talked about it, I just did this today before I made this video. So yeah, you need to have this in place so you know that you can pull the trigger. Now, if you do that, that means you have to leave your digital currency, your cryptocurrency, on an exchange. And I thought you said not to do that. True, I did. So you have to weigh the risks right now. Like if I had 30,000, I'm not going to put 30,000 onto an exchange. What I'm going to do is for those two exit points, so I need 1,500 and 2,850, so about 5,000 XRP. I'm going to take that and put it on the exchange. It's up to you. You can put all your XRP or all your Bitcoin or all your Tomato Coin on the exchanges and just wait for those numbers to hit. But at least do 2 or 3 different price points. So you're not going, I'll sell everything when it gets to, 20x. Hint, hint, that's not going to happen. So we're going to log in. Great. We're going to go to our Pro account. And if you notice here, XRP, there's nothing, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deposit it from my Coinbase account. And there's 2 different options here. So first you're going to select the currency, and let's just pick XRP. 2 different options, crypto deposit or a Coinbase account. I'm going to click on that. And in my wallet, I got X amount. So let's see, I want to take whatever I want to take. Let's see, what was the first one? $1,500. Okay, so I'm going to take 1,500 XRP, which is roughly $316 as of today, and I'm going to deposit 1,500 XRP into my Coinbase Pro account from my Coinbase account. Super simple. Let's see how fast it is. Deposit. Your transaction on the way. Should arrive in about 10 seconds. Fantastic. Let's dismiss. And let's see, and there it goes. So it took 2 seconds. I'm going to let that one slide. I'm going to let that slide. So I got 1,500. I'm going to put a sell order in. Not a market, a limit. There's market, limit, and stop. We'll go over the differences in a bit. So I'm going to put in 1,500 XRP, and the price I want to sell it at is $3.20. So there's going to be a fee of 24 bucks. That's a bummer, but I'm going to make $4,776. I think I'll be okay. Oh, 318. Oh, excuse me, it was 318. My bad. 318. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to make this, I'm going to place the sell order, and done. Success. That is in the system. I don't have to worry about it. I'm done. I can put another order, and I'm off the books. I'm good to go. So that's the secret sauce. That's the missing piece. And real quick, let's go over what those different terms are. So, overview of order types. There's a market order, which will execute immediately at the current market price. We're not going to do that. A stop order lets you specify the price at which the order should be executed and is useful for stop loss and similar strategies. Or a limit order, which we just did, lets you set your own price as well as set some advanced order execution options. And there's different things like that, but you can see how easy it is. I don't want to get into the weeds. Just do it like that and it should be okay. And that is it. Now look, I want to thank you for watching this and going through the rants, and that'll do it for today's video. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.